Hey guys, I know I usually start with a disclaimer for my videos, but this is a seasonal event, so it's going to change year to year regardless. The 2024 Christmas event is, well, later than usual, but it's here. As always, we have some exclusive decorative items, a special event map, exclusive Pokemon, and much more. This year's event changes up a few things, specifically legendary encounter rates, as well as some extra fun stuff, but otherwise this event is pretty standard. So without further ado, let's go over this year's event. The Christmas event starts on December 18th and will end on January 8th. This gives you around 3 weeks to enjoy everything that's offered. Because this is the Christmas event, all electric, fairy, and ice types will have a 25% boost to all their stats during this event. This applies to all areas in the game. As with all of the other events, the Christmas event has an exclusive event map that you can access for a limited time. In order to access the event map, you must have first beaten all 8 Kanto gyms and received all 8 badges. You don't have to beat the Elite Four, you just need the badges. Once you've met that criteria, you can head to any Pokemon Center and talk to the Delibird to get taken to the event map. At first, you'll be placed on a dock near some grass. Here you can encounter Pokemon that can drop Christmas coins and 2 new exclusive decorative items. You can also encounter certain Pokemon that can drop Christmas presents. You're also able to encounter special Christmas-themed Pokemon which have different sprites. These have a 5% chance of showing up. Before going to grind, however, I recommend going to pick up the exclusive event deco from the event gym. This year, it's the Candy Cane Bow. It's free and exclusive to this year's event, so you should pick it up while you have the chance. To get to the event gym, start from Shifting Path and follow the grass up and left to reach Shifting Path 2. Continue upwards to reach Slip Cave. Once you're in Slip Cave, head upwards and climb the ladder. This will take you to Christmas Town. In the middle, you'll find the gym. Inside is an ice puzzle. It's not too hard, just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Here we go.
The gym leader will have Pokemon that scale with your team's max level -1, so you don't have to worry about being over-leveled or under-leveled. Once you defeat the gym leader, you'll receive the Candy Cane Bow and it'll be placed in your item box. You'll also be teleported to Santa's workshop. This area takes the place of the gym after you beat Frosty. Here you can exchange Christmas coins for exclusive rewards such as ice Pokemon boxes, ability capsules, TMs, and 3 special decorative items. Ice Pokemon boxes give you a random Ice-type ER and have a 1% chance for you to receive either a Regice or an Articuno. Since Christmas coins are by far the easiest event currency to get, I highly recommend stocking up on ability capsules. We'll talk about Christmas coins more in depth in a bit. With the gym out of the way, we can now talk about all the exclusive stuff during the event, starting with, of course, the legendary Pokemon. As with all of the other events, you'll have access to multiple different legendary Pokemon that you can choose to hunt depending on your Pokedex total. Xerneas will still remain as the event legendary at Christmas Peak and can be encountered with no restrictions and is accessible to everyone. It's one of the best legendaries in the game, so I highly recommend going for it while you have the chance. You can also encounter Articuno at Shifting Path if you choose to go for that. Bring a bulky Pokemon like Chansey or Blissey to wall it. For the restricted legendaries, Regice, Suicune, and Cresselia will be restricted behind 400 decks. They can all be found in Frostbite Cave, which is to the right of the event gym. You can get Regice on land, Suicune while fishing, and Cresselia by surfing. This area also has a 1 in 50,000 chance for a wild Pokemon to drop the Glalie-tite. Kyurem will be restricted to the 600 decks area, which is Frostbite Forest. You can access this area by going to the back of Frostbite Cave. This area will also have a 1 in 50,000 chance for a wild Pokemon to drop the Abomasite. Surprisingly, the entire set of legendaries, with the exception of Articuno, can be walled by Shedinja. I recommend syncing Modest for Xerneas, Timid for Articuno, Calm or Modest for Regice, Bold for Suicune and Cresselia, and for Kyurem, it really depends. For White Kyurem, you want Modest, and for Black Kyurem, it really depends on what set you want. I'd go check Smogon. This is still the same legendary pool as we had last year. However, there's also been a change to event legendary encounter rates that I'd like to briefly go over. Again, Okay, so during the Halloween event, they said, hey, we're changing things up, no more 1 in 100k encounter rates, now we're giving them an extra 30k LLE boost with a boosted sync rate to go with that. For this year's event, they said, nope, that was a stupid idea. Instead, we're going to make event legendaries based on a normal rate like before. The base event legendary rate is now 1 in 80,000. This also comes with the bonus of having a flat 63% sync rate, so event legendaries are going to be way easier to sync. In my opinion, this is awesome since Xerneas is such a powerful Pokemon. However, any existing LLE that you have for non-exclusive legendaries will not work on event maps. For example, if you decide to hunt Suicune on the event map, that Suicune will not use your LLE but will use the new base 1 in 80k rate and sync boost. Legendless encounters just flat out don't work for event legendaries anymore. Let me know what you guys think of this new legendary rate in the comments. I know they've been changing around stuff a lot and it's getting a little confusing. Next, there are some exclusive Pokemon that I recommend picking up while you have the chance. These exclusive Pokemon, excluding Xerneas of course, can spawn on every non-dex locked event map. You can encounter Delibird, Stantler, and Cryogonal as rares, and Cubchoo, Bergmite, and Vanillite as very rares. Regardless of where you are in the event though, every Pokemon has a chance to drop Christmas coins when defeated. This is the exclusive event currency and can be exchanged with Santa for prizes such as TMs, ability capsules, and a few exclusive decorative items. Currently, the drop rate of Christmas coins is unknown. On top of Christmas coins, you can also get Christmas presents. These can drop from any rare Pokemon on any event map. Presents can also drop outside of the event maps from the Stantler and Delibird that are now spawning on every map, or from any rare Pokemon in the 600 dex areas. However, Christmas presents have had a pretty massive change from previous year's events. Before this event, you could only send your presents to others. However, this year you actually do have the option of opening them yourself. I'm not totally sure why they changed this, maybe people complained too much, I don't know, but now you have the option of opening them yourself. However, you do have a little bit more of an incentive to gift presents to others as you'll receive 5 Philanthropist points for each present you send out. These presents can contain a variety of items, anywhere from Pokeballs and EV resets to GM tickets and other box items. You can also receive Christmas coins from presents. There's also a very slim chance that you'll roll a jackpot prize. These can come in the form of Ivy resets, Pokemon boxes, and World Blessings. One last note, please remember that there are some rules about sending presents. During this event, there will be a double Legendless Encounter weekend starting on December 20th at 3 p.m. server time and will end on December 23rd at 3 p.m. server time. This means that you'll be gaining 2 LLE per encounter instead of 1. This affects all legendaries on all non-event maps. There will also be a 2x legendary weekend starting on December 27th at 3 p.m. server time and will end on December 30th at 3 p.m. server time. This encounter rate boost only affects legendaries encounterable on event maps as well as Pokemon box rolls. This boost brings your event legendary encounter rate down from 1 in 80,000 to 1 in 40,000. There's also going to be a 2x Philanthropist point weekend starting on January 3rd at 3 p.m. server time, and will end on January 6th at 3 p.m. server time. Even if you're not planning to gain any Philanthropist points, I recommend logging on during it since you know there's gonna be a lot of item bombs going off. Now let's talk decorative items. Decos are a staple of events, and I think most players will be pretty happy with the spread we've got this year. Here's every decorative item and mount that you can get during the event and how you can get them. First, there are the exclusive map drops. These have a 1 in 10,000 chance to drop from any wild Pokemon on any non-dex locked map. These are the Jigglypuff headpiece and the Clefable wings. Unfortunately, during this year's event, there is not going to be a dex-locked mount drop. Instead, there are decos auctioned off every day of the event, which consist of the Frostlass kimono, Santa Wizard hat, Crystal Lapras mount, and the Shiny Crystal Lapras mount. Each day, 2 costumes, 2 masks, 2 mounts, and 1 shiny mount will be auctioned off, so get them while you can. Next, we've got the Weavile costume and Regice mount from Santa's shop. By the way, the Regice mount has a shiny version and has the same shiny rates as any of the other rollable mounts. But we've also got something brand new. Animated decorative items are now in the game, and one of the first ones available is the new shiny Weavile costume for 400 Christmas coins. It's exclusive to this year's event, and you won't be able to ever get it again. And of course, we can't forget about the credit shop decos and mounts that you can get by donating to the game and receiving credits. Personally, I think this year's pool is pretty nice. Nothing sticks out to me personally, but I can definitely see a lot of players rocking this year's decos, especially with the addition of the new animated ones. One other thing I'd like to briefly cover are instances. Essentially, every map will have a player cap of 25 players. After hitting 25 players, a new instance of that map will be created and more players can play on that map. Think of it like copying a room where it's the same room but with different players. If you're trying to get on a specific instance, let's say if you're trying to play with a friend or something, you can just keep going in and out of loading zones until you hit the instance you want. And lastly, there's a couple more things that I'll quickly go over as it's just standard stuff for all events. Experience has been boosted globally by 50%. This means that regardless of where you are in the game, you'll still be getting that 50% boost. This boost stacks with all other boosts such as altar blessings. If you're trying to level up a Pokemon quickly, I highly recommend grinding on the event maps. The wild Pokemon here scale with your team level, however it caps out at level 83. Treasure chests are also going to be spawning more frequently. And finally, credit donations have been given a 10% boost during the event. So if you're planning to buy credits, I would do it now. Oh yeah, and there's also going to be an anniversary event in mid-January, but we don't have a whole lot of information about it yet. With that covered, that's everything you need to know for this year's Christmas event. Along with this year's event, there's a few patches that came as well, so let's briefly cover them. LLE scaling has now been changed so that the average encounter rate is around 63,000 encounters. This also has the added benefit of having a 63% sync chance at that rate. The highest boost you can now get is at 150k LLE, where you have a 100% chance of syncing. Various philanthropist items have had their values buffed, probably in preparation of the new 2x weekend. And lastly, several price shop Pokemon and items have had their prices reduced, and the Ultramarine Cave exclusive Megastones have been added to the shiny shop. And that's everything we need to cover. But there's one last question. What should I do? Well, if you're not at 600 dex yet, I highly recommend hunting for a Xerneas. It's an amazing legendary all around and is hands down the best Pokemon for the battle tower. Even if you are at 600 dex, Xerneas is a lot better than a lot of the other legendary options. But if you don't need one or want to go for something else, I recommend Kyurem since it can be used as a lead in Dragon Spiral Tower. And that's it for this year's event. Be sure to check out my channel Discord server by clicking the link in the description. I post exclusive video updates there, so be sure to join. Also, be sure to check out the official PokeNexus Discord server to know if anything has changed during the event by doing /Discord in-game. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have fun during the event, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.